Once, in the forest, there was a swamp, and in that swamp, there was a creek, and in that creek, there was a cave, and in that cave, there was a hag. And within that old hag lied the power of joy and sorrow. Travellers far and wide sought out the cave to speak to the old hag. They sought after joy to escape their sorrows. Most of them never made it to the cave. They were either swallowed up by crocodiles that lived in the swamp, or they got lost and starved, and then eaten by crocodiles. But those who did make it, still, they found no joy. The travellers would approach the cave and would call out, "Old hag, I've heard that you hold the power of joy and sorrow. I come here seeking joy, as my life is miserable. What can you give me, old hag, that would bring me joy?" The hag would come out of the cave and she would ask them a simple question. If they gave the right answer, they were guaranteed to leave the cave with joy. Those who gave the wrong answer would be turned away and would leave with nothing but sorrow. The hag told them,
"You have come here because your life is not worth living. You are here to ask me to give you joy, but tell me first, what is something you could give me that would make my life worth living?"
"I can give you gold."
"Has gold brought you joy?"
"No."
"Then I don't need gold."
And he was turned away with nothing but sorrow. Another traveller said, "I can give you music. I will play for you and it will lift your spirit."
"Has music brought you joy?"
"Sometimes, not always. But when the music stops, the joy that it brought me also stops."
"Then I don't need music."
And he was turned away with nothing but sorrow. Other travellers offered animals, farmland, they offered goods and services.
"Have any of those things brought you joy?"
"No."
"Then I don't need them, do I?"
And all of them, one by one, were turned away with sorrow. One day, there was a traveller who gave a different answer. He had lost everything, his family, his home. He found his way through the swamp, in the creek, by the cave. Thing is, he didn't know about the old hag in the cave who held the power of joy and sorrow. He only saw the cave and thought, well, this would be a good place to take shelter for the night, and tomorrow I'll move on. He set a fire to keep warm, he curled up, and he went to sleep. Later that night, his eyes opened, and above him, standing over him, watching him sleep, was an old hag. "Ah! I'm sorry. I didn't know there was anyone here. I'll leave at once." He turned away and left.
"Wait! Answer a question for me and you can stay."
"What is the question?"
"What would you give me that would make my life worth living?"
I'm sorry. I have nothing to give."
"Well, that's not a very good answer."
"I have nothing to give but myself, and that is what I will give you. The rest of my life I give to you. I have nothing, so I will stay here with you. You're old, you must be in pain. Your years left on this earth must be short. I will see to it that the years you have left are good ones." The old hag replied to him,
A much better answer, thank you."
So the traveller spent several years in the cave, looking after the old hag, until one day she didn't wake up. Her time on this earth was over. She died in her sleep, with a smile on her face, because the man made her final years worth living, and he was happy. because she was happy. He left the cave full of joy. The end.